Friday. Okay. Happy Friday, everybody. Let me get a one if you can hear me. This is getting ready to be fun. I love fun stuff. All right. Divested Dreamer said I got a 1V in training. How y'all doing tonight? Let's go. Listen to me real quick. Darling, this pearl thing, this thing of pearls, stay the fuck out of my inbox with her shit. See, because somehow y'all got it fucked up, right? Gmail been popping with pearls all over the fucking place. The ones that put her in the subject line, I didn't even bother to open it. I'm gonna tell you why. Mammy's come in all colors, okay? That's just what it is. Mammy's come in all genders as well. I don't give a solid fuck what she's saying. Pearl, or whatever y'all want to call her, because y'all know how YouTube is, you can't say people's name up here. She is what you call a white mammy, right? Like I said, if you sitting up there sniffing up under niggas' asses, I don't give a fuck what you look like. You a fucking mammy. I don't care if you look down and in your pelvic area, there's a goddamn dick. If you are up under niggas' asses and going for, their rights and their this and their that, I don't give a fuck. You are a mammy. But that's neither here nor there. Let me tell you why, mammy. And I'm not talking to things of pearls. I'm not talking to her, because fuck her, to be honest with you. I'm looking at you, mammy, the ones I always talk to. Mammy, she's not my fucking problem, you stupid bitch. She's your problem. Yours. Once again, after all of your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears licking up these niggas' nuts, they went on ahead and put one in front of you. And let me tell you something. Are you surprised? Are you going to pretend like you surprised that the pearl mammy is getting more attention than you? Are you upset? Because this week you can't be mad with me. Yo, Kangs did this to you, and I find it fucking hilarious. That bitch don't bother me whatsoever. You want to know why? Because I've been listening to you mammy bitches say the same shit she been saying for years, but you ain't getting no credit for it. Like I said, niggas don't like you. They hate your fucking guts. And until you get that through your thick ass wig glue, bitch, you're going to continue to catch these L's left, right, and center. They have not lied to you. They said you weren't worth the fuck. They said your coochie stank. They said you masculine. They said you're broke. They said you ran through. And you surprised that this is happening right now? Look, bitch, I'm not your attack dog. I will not be attacking her. That's a competition between you and fellow mammies. I don't compete for niggas' attention, bitch. Never have, never will. Aaliyah, are you familiar with this goddamn situation? Because I'm tripping.
Yes, I am just a little bit. And I'm just laughing because it's funny how they want to recruit us to be their attack dogs against this white girl. Look, she not our problem. She y'all's. That's manosphere shit. And the reason why I'm laughing because when we talked about this video in a video like several weeks ago or a few months ago with this other bitch over here, and she know who she is. I told her then, you got this whole biracial girl in the UK that's in charge of the girls. She running shit over there. I guess she didn't think shit stank for real. So they actually upped the ante and did her one better and actually elevated a whole white woman above them. I said, oh shit, they did her one better. They found a whole white woman. I said, oh shit, now see, she's in charge of the girls now. Not you, but she. I said, no matter how hard y'all try, baby, it just ain't working. And y'all Kangs did this. And it kills me because why do we stay getting dragged into shit we don't got nothing to do with? They could be having whole panels talking about shit, but the divestors. And it's like, what? Why do we keep getting dragged in y'all bullshit? We don't got nothing to do with this. Look, that's between y'all and the nacosphere over there. Leave us the fuck out of it. I'm not finna attack that girl. That's y'all problem. Y'all handle that shit. And don't pull that black woman card on me because I don't want to hear that shit.
Don't you know they on some we all black shit? Mammy, I have been trying to put a line between you and me for a long time. I'm not getting ready to interlock elbows with you because all of a sudden your cane preference done show the fuck up. Every time she show up, you will take a backseat, bitch. He didn't lie to you about that shit. I find it so goddamn funny. What? So let me get this straight. The whole time y'all been coming for black women that don't want to necessarily deal with black men or the black culture altogether, and was calling motherfuckers everything but a child of God, bed wench to be included. And as soon as the niggas preference show up, we supposed to play patty cake, me and you shall never part, maki data shit. Fuck you. I've been telling you for a long time. Now don't get mad at her. Don't get mad at her. It's not her fault she's the preference. It's your fault for sticking around. Let them niggas have their preference, right? When they ready to kick some ass and beat you down and all that shit, they'll find you. They'll find you, and you'll be willing to show the fuck back up. But I find this so funny. I'm glad this happened because everybody was thinking mammies were just black women. Absolutely the fuck not. If you feel the plight of the king, if you feel like he's been wronged and somehow needs to be heard and protected, you are a mammy. Dick or pussy in between your legs, it don't matter. Don't matter what skin color you are. But what you're not going to do is come over here and pretend like we all of a sudden sisters. You need to get her, DZ. Look at what she's saying. She talk about submissive and masculine. I don't give a fuck what she talking about. She has never been my issue. That group of bitches have never been my issue. I don't even consider them, right? You consider them because you know that niggas prefer them over you. You just don't want to admit it, but you're still willing to engage in that competition with your stupid ass. I'm not here for it. Hello, Kyra. How are you?
Good evening, DZ. Good evening, ladies. Is my mic okay?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, a few things. So, freshwater. I'm calling her freshwater because that's a type of pearl. And, DZ, freshwater pearls are misshapen and cheap. So, freshwater. So, it's interesting how these mammies thought that they were going to try to pimp and mule divestors the way that cicadas pimp and mule them. Like, think about it. Cicadas talk all this abusive stuff about black women.
Kyra, let me ask them in the chat. How are y'all hearing Kyra? Let me see what the chat got going on. Let me see. See what are the mammies in the chat. Who's Pearly? How do y'all hear her? Because she sound kind of like radio-ish to me. You're getting a 1. Okay, they can understand you, so keep going.
I'll say this and then I'll drop down and call back on my other device.
Okay.
So black cicadas, what do? They abuse and speak very ill of black women. They put hands on black women. But, whenever they get their feelings hurt, then they try to run behind the mammy's skirt and get them to fight for them, be their soldiers. And it's interesting that the mammies try to do that with divestors. So
go out and come back in. Go out and come back in.
Okay.
DZ?
Yes.
I did not know that there was a Rainbow Mammy Coalition.
Listen. These bitches don't get enough. I told them about the multi-letter mafia mammies, and all of a sudden I'm a hater. And now the reason that you didn't have a problem with them is because they're black males as well, right? And because you want to be around a black male, you don't care if he's sucking dick down to the base. You just want him around. But this particular mammy, you got a problem with that one because you know she gonna win every time, especially when it comes to your kings.
I mean, poor things, all that hard work and still didn't get chosen. I mean, see, I would, to be honest with you, if I were in their position, I would be pissed as hell too. I mean, because y'all work hard. Y'all are diligent in your duties at talking shit to other black women. And I find it ironic that for all the dragging that they do for to divestors specifically, but black women as a whole, I find it ironic now that we're all supposed to bond together because this white girl has showed up and all of she's look at what she's saying about black women. And it's like, we don't give a fuck because not only do we not fuck with them, we don't fuck with you either. And we definitely not fucking with them niggas over there. So in what world is this any of our fucking business? Is what I want to know.
Preach.
Listen, a lot of these people, y'all, they swear up and down. They do. They swear up and down that divest is just upset because they can't get no black man. Listen to me, honey. It ain't that. Whatever you thinking, it ain't that. It's you that have I don't have a problem with white girls. I really, really don't. They provide a service as far as I'm concerned, and I might just honor them in the Veterans Day special because that's coming up next Friday. They take some of these niggas off y'all hands and provide me with less stories about you getting your ass whooped. So you should be thankful.
Yes.
You should be thankful that she's here. Everybody has been honest with you, Heffa. They said they don't like you, but it's not me. I'm not like that. Oh, I'm different. Yep, you right. You right about these black women. They something else. Well. This is going to be one of many of these type of mammies that come along and are able to skip you in that long ass line of mammydom to get to the cane. Okay. I'm watching and the shit is hilarious. Welcome back, Kyra.
Good evening, DZ.
You sound amazing.
Better?
You sound amazing.
Well, thank you. I'll know not to use those headphones anymore when I call in. So it's interesting. So you saw that, DZ. The mammies tried to pimp divestors the way black males pimp them. Talk all types of greed.
Oh, shit.
Your voice went back out, Kyra.
While she's getting it together, right? Let me
Hello?
go ahead. Yeah, you're here. You're back now. You went away.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Any better? No?
Yes.
Okay. So the mammies tried to pimp divestors, and they forgot we're not mules like they are. Just because black males can wind them up to go fight their battles, no matter how greasy they talk to the mammies, doesn't mean we are the same.
The diehard mammy is something else. Okay. Mammies, you have a lot that you have to compete with. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Right? You got to deal with, when you like black men, you got to deal with colorism. You got to deal with ageism. You got to deal with your weight and all this extra shit. Your income and your education. White women, other men, children. You got a lot that you competing with. And I don't know why they don't have a Mammy Olympics, because y'all some die hard, never give up, never too much ass bitches.
You forgot the trees
and
the animals
and the dogs and the dolphins. Yep.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all, look.
I know it ain't just me, but when you roll a blunt and you breaking the weed up.
Now, I should have did a trigger warning before I did that.
Trying to give me nightmares.
I should have did a trigger warning before I did that. I did that shit for a reason. Mammy, I'm not going. I'm going to ease your soul right now. You don't have to worry about us. We're never going to be in the way, but you will be fighting your own battles. Do you understand me? Did you hear what I said? You're going to be fighting your own battles. And for us to be some puss ass, soft ass, weird ass bitches, I find it funny that you want us to get involved. Why?
No, we're ratchet and ghetto, and we are classless and uncultured, and we curse way too much and all of this other. So I'm going to continue to be all of that right over here, minding my divested business. Y'all deal with that. Y'all deal with the white girl. We going to holler at y'all.
Okay, I'm going to be using the Emery boards over here. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I can't. Good luck with that, though. I've seen this movie several times. You lose every time. I've seen this movie since childhood, and it's been happening since before I was a thing, since before I was born. You're going to lose. Whenever she gets tired, she'll go away. And not a minute before then. Right? But the fact that you're sitting there waiting for her to go away, that says a lot about you. You don't know how to get somewhere where somebody appreciates your presence. You don't know how to get anywhere where there's less crime, because let's just keep it real. Outside of those communities, there's less crime. I don't give a fuck how terrible or elitist it sounds. Those are the numbers. Numbers are not biased. There's less crime outside of your neighborhoods. And you fighting for shit like what you just saw on that screen? Do I need to bring them back? Because
Please don't.
No,
Please
don't.
Please.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Get the
Y'all,
dermatologist. I can't.
they look like that to me. That's because of how they are. Dead ass serious. When I see one of them, they look like him to me because their soul is disgusting. Their spirit is disgusting. Their ways, the way they talk, their value system, they look like that to me all the time. I'm just keeping it real with you. All right, you can have that.
I mean, he looks like a ant bed was released in his face. I don't even know what the fuck. I've never seen any shit like that before. And he's walking around in public with his face hanging out.
And
Look.
in front of a camera?
But Ebony and Aaliyah, let's just keep it real. You know, he probably has 3 baby mamas.
Okay, don't say that.
Probably.
Don't. Just
Some-
don't. Just stop.
Y'all think he don't? Yo,
Please, no. I
There
don't
was
even
a
want to think
nigga-
about that.
Ebony, there was a nigga that didn't have a jaw that had a very beautiful black woman. We showed it in Discord. We talked about it in Discord. He was born without a bottom jaw, ma'am, and he was able to get a very beautiful black woman. So I don't understand what a black incel is. I really don't, because these women absolutely love these niggas no matter how they come, what they say, what they do. Hell, they're in the middle of being betrayed again right now, and they still trying to find a way around the shit.
Is it because the penis is brown or something? Is that
I
it?
don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
God, half a face. Somebody with a half a face. Oh, God.
I hope
That
we were
goes to
very.
show you that our bar is in hell. Like, he can look like whatever. It doesn't matter. And somebody's still gonna get with him and give him some. It doesn't matter. The bar is, I don't even think it's, where is the spot that's beneath hell? It got to be so. That's where we are. That's where anywhere that's beneath hell, that's where we are. There is no bar at all.
Not only sleep with them, but sleep with them raw and shoot out a kid with those genes. I'm just saying. I mean, call me elitist, but you know, those type of genes from that dude aren't supposed to be passed on in perpetuity.
Exactly. And go ahead and be as elitist as you want to be. If that excludes him, go for it, honey. I'm sorry. No.
I'm on some all shit, y'all. I swear to you, I'm not even playing.
Hashtag all.
They look like that to me. The ones that they call handsome and the Michael B. Jordans and all that, that's what I see when I see them. Because, you know, that is just how they are. That's the part for me. Their value system, their communities, their lack of impulse control, the hatred for their women, all that shit. So that's how they appear to me. I don't see fine ones. I'm sorry. I just don't.
They remind me of Hellraiser. I can't. I'm
I don't
sorry.
know. Michael B. Jordan reminds me of Squirtle. You know, one of those Pokemons, Squirtle.
Yeah, he
Or
does
a
look like
chipmunk.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, honestly.
And he does look like a Ninja Turtle. I definitely agree with that. There's
Ninja
something
Turtle.
about his mouth that just irritates the fuck out of me, and his jaws and his mouth. And I'm like, what the fuck do women see in this? He is not that good looking.
Oh, excuse me. Kanye is the chipmunk. Kanye's a chipmunk. We'll go with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Which one do you want him to be? Donatello or something?
They all look the same.
Michelangelo.
They look the
Donatello.
same to me. They look all the same to me, honestly. Hashtag all. Right?
Hashtag all. Hashtag all.
Mammy,
Hashtag
I hope we
all.
were very, very clear about what we're going to do concerning Miss Pearl. I'm not doing anything concerning her. I'm not going to interlock elbows with you. And it's not just about her. You're dangerous. You care too much about what black men think, feel, and you know, you care too much. And you tend to get a little violent and irrational when it comes to black men. Therefore, that makes you dangerous to me. Right? I know some of you out there that are listening in the clouds would probably take that girl off this earth if you could. That's how insane y'all are for these niggas. And you want to be top mammy. Well, there could never be a phenotypically black top mammy because they don't like you. You can fight for it all you want to. You can, throw other black women up under the bus and do all this extra shit all you want to. But you'll never be top mammy. You're not desired by them. Not that you're not a beautiful woman. That's not what I'm saying. It's just they don't prefer you. And you need to get that through your thick ass skull before you end up hurt by one of these motherfuckers.
I mean, and my thing is the fact that they would take her and do that to them should show them everything that we've been saying about them has been accurate this whole entire time. So anytime y'all are ready to go ahead and give us our props and admit that we've been right about them all along, I'm waiting on it. I'm accepting any and all apologies y'all want to give us, because this is proof right here, everything that we've been saying. If they can just as easily elevate her above y'all after all y'all have done, all this hard work, this goes to show you exactly where their mindset is. It's all about color with them and all this other
All
shit.
about it.
And you
Aaliyah?
will never.
Aaliyah, so
Mhm.
you telling me, so if you want to be in the Rainbow Mammy Coalition,
Mhm.
all the officers are white women and preferences, and all the grunt soldiers are the black chicks?
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
definitely
And
a color
that,
hierarchy. Yeah, it's definitely a color hierarchy. Go ahead,
but
Kyra.
Ebony, that's what happened back in the day with the Black Panther Party. Those Black Panthers
Yep.
that used to sleep with white women and have the black women guarding the door, protecting them while they were doing
Yep.
the do.
The fact
Like,
that they were willing to guard the door, that lets you know how very insane they are. Why would you do that, weirdo? You mammies are weird. Look, we came up with the fact that there's nothing that black men can do to get rid of y'all, and they know that shit. That's why they treat y'all like shit. There's nothing that they can do. Y'all signing on for polyamory. I'm telling you. Look, black women used to make songs back in the day about the boy is mine and he's mine and all this extra shit. But the nakers weren't going. So now they've morphed into this everybody's love is different ass bitches, and they got y'all willing to share. Listen, I've been a black woman all my life. I know the majority of y'all don't like sharing no motherfucking man. You're not gonna sell me that bill of goods. Sorry, not sorry. What you did was you changed your value system so you can still fit the script of the stupid bitches that they like. That part. All right. Like I said, I hope that we were very, very clear on what's going to happen with Miss Pearl. I don't give a damn about Miss Pearl. You fight your own battles, bitch. Okay, I'm still fighting your monkey ass. How about that part? Now we're going to get away from her. And the people that was asking who she is, she's the new mammy on the block. She happens to belong to what black people like to call the dominant society, right? And she's winning. She's winning mammy awards left, right, and center. The nakers love it, and the mammies are very confused as to what to do next. They don't want to come attack her because they don't want to seem like a bunch of haters and shit, or that they're jealous or whatever. So they back at the drawing board trying to figure out what to do. The same thing they did last time one of them showed up, because this ain't the first time one of them showed up. I wish like hell it wasn't so much censorship up here so we can get it in. But I don't want to be accused of bullying nobody, so just use your imagination. This is not the first time one of those type of mammies came around, and the veteran mammies had to take a back seat and let Queen Mammy do what she do. I've seen this shit before. Okay? Hold on a
look,
second.
I
No,
want the
go ahead.
whammy. I want the whammies. Yes, the whammies to take them. This is a win. I don't see what the issue is. Go ahead, claim your Kang.
Exactly.
Freshwater.
I agree. I agree, Kyra. I don't see why people are not seeing the bright side. I mean, hopefully she have friends who she can bring on, and they will join her in this conquest. I mean, I'm happy. I don't see what the problem is.
Come get your Kangs. Free popcorn with the side. Yeah.
I ask y'all this shit every time. Can y'all see the back room? Can y'all see that? Can y'all see what I'm looking at? It's an interesting like animal back there chewing cud with his camera on, and his name is White Women Something. Do y'all see that?
No, we are not
No.
able to see it. We can
Okay.
only
No, we
see the
can't see
back
it.
chat. We can't
No.
see
I
the
don't.
camera.
Please don't scare me anymore.
Okay. I'm not gonna scare you, but you already know what it looks like, so I'm not. Let me go and put this up here. Sir, may I help you? I think you at the wrong one.
Oh, is it flame night tonight?
Don't who is this? Who are you?
I'm just calling in to see if it was flame night tonight.
Sir, listen, if you want some smoke, you can definitely get it. But I don't know how you ended up here. We're talking about something completely different, and we're also getting ready to piss off the black community with the next subject because there's going to be another march that happens, and I don't have time for the bullshit.
Okay, I was just calling to see if it was smoke day today.
What? It's smoke night. What the fuck do you want?
Don't you have a liquor store to go rob or a corner store to go rob or something? Because we don't keep cash in the register over here, sir.
I'm actually a scammer, 24/7.
I'm not surprised. Thank
I
you
don't
for
work
admitting
either.
it.
I don't
That's
work either.
Okay. We're supposed to be surprised by that.
No, I'm just putting it out there just for information.
Thank you. Okay, well, don't you have a liquor store to go rob? Why are you calling us?
Hold on
No,
a second.
I'm a scammer.
Hold on a second. Listen, you're disgusting. I want you to know that. And listen,
Yeah,
don't interrupt.
really.
Yes, very. Don't interrupt, okay? Because we're talking one at a time. You
Okay.
coming up here with that Kool-Aid flavored bubble gum in your mouth, chewing like an animal. Number one, you know my shit is called Smoke Night. Number two, you know number three that we don't deal with black males over here. So again, I'm gonna reiterate the question. What
Right.
what do you need, sir?
Well, I thought it was smoke night. I thought we could.
Where's the smoke, bitch? Where's the smoke?
Well, I was. Well, at first you said there wasn't smoke night. Now you're saying there is smoke night. I was just asking for clarification.
Let me clarify. It's Smoke Night. What you want, bitch?
I think you guys are doing a disservice to everybody.
We don't give a fuck what you think. Never start a sentence with I think. We don't
We
give a
don't
fuck
care.
what you think.
You
Let's be clear.
you gotta let me finish my statement.
You're not saying anything. This is Smoke Night. Remember, I need the smoke, or you're gonna have to get the flip flop because I don't hold conversations with apes.
Well, I don't think you guys are giving any good advice at all to anybody.
That's that
on this
word
show.
think again. There's that word think. See,
Don't
we didn't
you
ask
have
you
a-
what the fuck you thought.
If people
Don't you
if,
have a baby to go make? Go
if
make your
people-
baby. Go.
if people were to
Look,
watch your channel,
Elia.
I don't think they would be better off watching your channel.
Aaliyah,
you don't help
the
them
issue
in
is
any way.
You
a
don't hear
black
that woman
Kevius
talking.
Malleus.
Hold on, Kyra. When a black woman is talking, you put your soup coolers together, sir. Don't try to talk over these women. You about to leave anyway. I think you know that shit, right?
What
No,
were you
we're
saying,
just talking.
Kyra, about the
We're just
black
talking.
Kevius Malus?
Well, look, we've already had this discussion ad nauseum, so I won't go into it, but he keeps using the wrong word, think. A black Kevius Malleus, by their actions, we see that they don't think. You can feel, perhaps,
Right.
but
Girl.
think, no, wrong word.
Yeah, I'm not fixing to spend no time breaking down an
Can
ape, but ape is
I
an
ask
ape.
one question before I leave? Can I ask one question
No.
before I leave? Or no? What do you think of a young black
This
woman?
is Sparta!
I hope that answers your question, sir. Real shit. I hope that answers your question. Anyway, like I was saying, ladies, there is another black male that is apparently some victim of police brutality that everybody's getting up in arms about, right? Apparently, let me set this up for you. The black community thinks that they can go into establishments, touch people, grab people, put their hands on people, and then after the cops are called, that somehow the cops are supposed to be giving these niggas pedicures when they show up, rubbing their shoulders and all this shit here. There is a story from the shade room. Do I need to go any further? Right? Fair use, by the way, because I'm reacting to this fucking video. Right? He didn't make it. He didn't make it. Has a long list of health issues and shouldn't have been engaging in fights with these fucking police officers. They didn't bring out any tasers. They didn't bring out any batons. They didn't bring out any guns. None of that shit. He just got into it and his health couldn't handle it. Let's go into this and listen. Let them hoes get them bunions. If you have a pro-black bone in your body, you might want to leave now. because y'all don't understand shit except for, you know, the black man is right and the black man is God. That's all you understand. So let's go.
Was it a murder at the movies?
You can see clearly on the videos that he was murdered.
It was all caught on camera. A man having trouble with his food order confronts movie theater employees about it, but things took a turn when police showed up.
I can't breathe. You're all right. I'm dead.
That shit tickles me every time he say that shit. 5 seconds. Let's go again.
A turn when police showed up.
I can't breathe. You're all right. I'm dead.
He died less than 2 hours later. I'm Justin Carter. This is.
I can't do it. We gotta go one more time. Y'all wait till y'all see what this nigga actually did. These motherfuckers are getting stupider and stupider by the second. I can't do this shit. That nigga say.
He's about it, but things took a turn when police showed up.
I can't breathe. You're all right. I'm dead.
He died less than 2 hours later. I'm Justin Carter. This is CSR Investigates. There is a fight for justice happening right now for 30-year-old Terrence Caffey. His family says that he was out on a date at a movie tavern in Little Rock, Arkansas. And the frantic movie theater manager calls 911.
I have a guest who is extremely violent. He is fighting us. Our security guard is trying to accost him. I feel like a gun's been drawn.
It started with this exchange. There's no audio, but Terrence
right there. Y'all need to learn how to keep your hands to yourself. This ain't how adulthood works. You do not get to walk up on motherfuckers and just touch them because you. Everybody needs their space protected and respected around this motherfucker. You don't walk up on nobody and touch them, especially in the midsection where you touched him. It gets worse. Let's go.
Caffey is in this black hoodie. He exchanges words with an employee. Then he wraps his arms around that employee. Then,
excuse me, ladies on the panel. If you were somewhere and a black man came up to you, touched you around your midsection, then proceeded to get behind you and put you in like this thug loving position, are you gonna feel safe? I'm sorry. Let's look at the chat. What the fuck? No, we not fixing to do that shit. He positioned himself behind this employee and wrapped his arms around him. That's aggression. But they're pretending like he hadn't done anything. Let's keep going.
Then dips to the ground.
Because like I said, a lot of people kind of crowded him. So he jumped up and went towards him. And
y'all clearly see that attack. He jumped up and then he went to K-Wanging on these goddamn people at this movie theater.
He went toward him. It was just one of those things. They just restrained him. And so when one guy restrained him, here come multiple people grabbing him, punching him, kicking him.
He first got into a struggle with Sergeant Mark Swaggerty, an off-duty Pulaski County deputy who was working security for the movie tavern that night. About 6 minutes go by, more officers show up, including members of the Little Rock Police Department. He's then handcuffed. Another 5 minutes go by before officers carry him out of the building.
I can't breathe. You're all right. I'm dead. Drop him. Just drop him. Just stop.
Black community, those of you who are out in my clouds right now, what do you think is supposed to happen to a person that goes to an establishment and starts touching on people and fighting people? What do you think is supposed to happen? Do you think they come to bring snacks and tell him that he was one of the first human beings on earth and that he a king? Do you think that's going to happen? Huh? I'm confused. Okay? This man was biting on the cops, okay? And they put his ass on the fucking ground. Let's keep going.
Quit grabbing me.
He slammed to the ground after another tussle with officers. One officer tells Caffey to stop biting. You can hear his breaths get deeper.
Dude, stop. Just chill. Take it easy. But you can't bite nobody. There we go.
And you hear an officer say, well, just drop him. Just drop him. So they dropped him on his face and knocked a big chunk of skin out of his face.
About 8 minutes in, officers lift up Kathy's lifeless body and place him into the back of a police cruiser. His eyes rolled back, his body slouched. EMS workers were advised to check on the movie tavern employees for injuries.
Absolutely. If y'all are at work and somebody came and attacked y'all, and the ambulance shows up and worked on the person that attacked you and not you, you not gonna feel away? Just wondering. Are you going to say, no, sir, you don't have to check on me. Go check on the dude that just whooped my ass, please, because he got a scrape on his face? Huh? This is stupid, y'all. It's stupid. And bitches is getting wound up about it. I love it. I love it. Get them bunions going for somebody that attacked, that they were the aggressor. That's what happened. Let's keep going, Shade Room.
Not Kathy. 3 minutes later, officers flashed a light on him, removed him from the cruiser, and realized that he was unconscious. That's when they started chest compressions.
You watch his body.
That man was on the ground. They did nothing to help that man. I'm so tired of this. Are y'all tired of this? I'm tired.
This is nothing but another cash draft for the delusional and the ambulance chasers like Benjamin Crump. It's just another cash grab. That's all it is. They are looking for another payday because society had to once again handle one of their uncivilized, unhousebroken animals. I mean, this is just like I said before. You will handle them or you will have to bury them. The choice is really yours. These men walk around with chips on their shoulders all day, every day. They think they can talk to people any kind of way. They think they can treat people any kind of way. They think they can bully people they perceive to be weaker than they are. He had no right to be putting his hands on any of their employees, which is why the police even had to be called in the first place. And this is the part that they keep trying to skip by. Why did the police even have to be called in the first place? Because he was acting a damn fool. And when they got there, he didn't just leave quietly. He decided that he was a bad motherfucker and he was bad enough to whoop everybody's ass, even the police, which is why he was fighting and biting and every damn thing else. These things are raging beasts at this point, which is evident by how many grown men it took to take him down. And it's disturbing that these people get to release these things in society with normal people. That's the bullshit that I'm talking about. And then when one of them gets dealt with accordingly, they get to scream police brutality and try to sue somebody. And greedy ass black people are always running around somewhere screaming about how this was racism and how black men deserve justice. Guess what? Black men don't own the whole entire fucking world. They don't get to just walk around and not be governed by any laws and do whatever the fuck they want to do. And the fact that so many have made them think that they can is why so many of them are acting this way. The fact that people think that they are just supposed to be allowed to walk around bullying, terrorizing, and assaulting people. And as soon as somebody turns their fucking lights out, then it's an act of racism. And that's unfucking believable.
Can we
That
say
was
this
not
real quick?
excessive.
Let me tell y'all something. Y'all better believe what you saw, right? When they carried that man out, they had his arms and legs. When y'all hear his health history, whoever is feeling sorry for him is getting ready to be upset. Okay? And I'm not even sitting up here trying to be funny. I didn't understand what this motherfucker on the screen just said. Let's go back 5 seconds because I don't speak this. Anybody know what he said? Y'all type it in the chat. The fuck?
I don't speak Niggalese, DZ. I'm sorry. I have a question. Do you think that this dude is going to get a statue like Saint Fentanyl or no?
Well, we gonna see. Let's see what Ben Crump had to say.
Unconscious. That's when they started chest compressions.
You watch his body is completely limp, and they still give him no consideration.
I heard that body, and they didn't still give him consideration. That's what I heard. Now, this is a motherfucker that has supposedly passed the bar exam, bitch. Is this y'all? Is this the unicorns we talking about? This shit is embarrassing. And let me say this too. Anybody that actually suffered police brutality, the black community is doing them a disservice. Okay? This is why nobody believes you. Every time a black man doesn't get his way, it's not called police brutality. Sorry, not the fuck sorry. He didn't get his way. He should have considered his health. He shouldn't have been acting a fool about an app where he couldn't get no food. He started touching people first, biting motherfuckers, right? Hey, it is what it is. The problem with looking for trouble, sometimes you find that shit when you go looking for it. I said, the problem with looking for trouble is you just might find that shit when you get there. What are we saying here, y'all? Let's finish this shit up. But this nigga's on my nerves.
Renowned defense attorney Ben Crump is on the case and filing a $100 million wrongful death lawsuit against the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office, Little Rock Police, and the Movie Tavern.
When will police start believing Black people when we say we can't breathe?
Kathy.
I can breathe. Let me... I can breathe. You want to know why I can breathe? Because I'm not walking up on people trying to whoop their ass. I'm not trying to bite cops. My breath is going in and out of my lungs really well. Go ahead.
The thing is, that was not an excessive use of force.
No, it wasn't.
They were actually carrying him. An excessive use of force is very obvious. I mean, they weren't hitting him. They weren't even putting the Rodney King treatment on this man. They were carrying him out of the theater to the cruiser. Yeah, they had to knock him down a little bit because he's biting people. But then they picked him up to put him in the cruiser.
They are pointing out shit that's not actually happening. And you, like I said, you're doing a disservice, Miss Pro-Black people, Mr. Pro-Black people, calling everything police brutality. Nobody's going to believe you anymore because you call everything police brutality. I thought y'all cared about Black folk. And Blackistan, I thought y'all cared and that Black Lives Matter. If it did, you wouldn't be calling everything police brutality. You'd call this an unfortunate event because that's what it was. Nobody beat on him. Nobody choked on him. He was doing most of the ass whooping. They cuffed him and put his ass in the goddamn car. Y'all, he has a colostomy bag. Did you hear what I said? That boy that y'all just seen get put in that car, he also was shot when he was 18 months old. 18 months, not years. He didn't have the stamina to be fighting 5 people at once. He just didn't, and it ended up in funeral time. But here we go. Anytime you need to have somebody pretending like y'all victims, you put the worst motherfuckers right in front of everybody, and that's why nobody listens to you when you do this. Child, let's finish this shit up. Anything before I press play?
I guess there's no empathy for the workers. I mean, ladies, how many of us eons back in the day, or even maybe now, how many of us have worked at the movie theater back in the day, worked at the mall, worked at a fast food joint, and a cicada could just come in and start tripping and everyone's worried about him. No one cares about the safety of these workers. I used to work in the mall way back in the day. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, nothing this outrageous happened, but I can tell you the cicadas would always come in and bother.
And I know something about the cops on that department too. The cops on that department, they are really thin on staff. Mm-hmm. That city has gone haywire. Even the nicest sections of town are getting these kind of people, and they are just stomping all over the place. And is how far out can you move to get away from the city? That police department is working on skeleton crew. They don't have a lot of people, and then they have to go.
Y'all need to get your asses away from Blackistan. Y'all, I have a TikTok video in the tuck. I'm probably gonna show it, next time we up here. But it's a woman that was looking through her goddamn peephole, right? And this nigga, he just would not go away. So she called the police. The first time they didn't come. The second time it took an hour for them to get there. You wonder why it gets like this when people really need the cops. These are the people that stop them from wanting to even help you. Because every time they come in, take a breath, you say they got an attitude. Okay, they're brutalizing you. Ma'am, what do you what I'm still waiting on the answer. What were they supposed to do with this nigga that they didn't do? What were they supposed to do? How do you get him out of the movie theater, y'all? How do you get him out of there?
They could have made him some shrimp fried rice or something, maybe.
I guess they were just supposed to take that ass whipping. I guess that's what it was.
Oh, I know, Aaliyah. They were supposed to bring in the Bible and read the Bible and sing hymns to him to get him to calm down.
Yeah, that might
But
work.
they carried him out. They carried him out of the theater. They weren't punching him. They weren't even, I mean, the fact that he could actually turn around and bite some of them means that he was not well restrained either.
Period.
Well, the thing is, and they actually honored his wish. He said, "Drop me," and they dropped him. He should have asked to be set down. I mean, diction matters, word choice matters, and I guess we can't ask the question, who shot him when he was 18 months old? I guess we're not supposed to ask that question.
They never did say. Let's finish it up. They never did say. When he was 18 months old, I don't know who. Ooh, I can't talk up here. This, I'll say it later.
He was pronounced dead that same night. The Shade Room spoke to his mother, Cheryl Caffey, who says that she refuses to watch the body camera footage.
So it's like I pretty much just lost it. And I've been lost ever since.
What's keeping you from watching this?
It's like the moaning and groaning and the pleading. I can't do it.
The Pulaski County prosecuting attorney, Larry Jugley, has the power to send this case to a grand jury, but he never did. And when asked why no officers were criminally charged in Caffey's death, Jugley told the ABC News affiliate KATV in Little Rock this.
Law's the law, and the evidence is the evidence, and the investigation is the investigation. Our ruling is our ruling.
He said what he said. He said the investigation is the investigation. Our ruling is our ruling. Hey, that's what happens when your men conquer the whole goddamn globe. They get to say shit like this. And his mama, I'm not even fixing to get on her ass because that's what mammies do. They lose it when their son is, bothered in any way. But it is what it is, y'all. Now, I want you to listen to the rest of this and tell me where the cops went wrong, because I think this was handled brilliantly.
September 16th, Jugley wrote a letter to the sheriff, Eric Higgins, scrutinizing the actions of the law enforcement officers. But when it came down to it, he cited several Arkansas laws justifying these officers' actions. He wrote, quote, "At no time did Sergeant Swaggerty tase, pepper spray, or strike Mr. Caffey. Neither did Sergeant Swaggerty use or threaten to use deadly force. It is the opinion of this office that Sergeant Swaggerty was justified in his use of physical force to arrest Mr. Caffey and take him into custody." When it came to the other officers, Attorney Jugley continued to write, quote, "As officers are carrying Mr. Caffey out of the building, it sounds as if Mr. Caffey is having a hard time breathing and can be heard saying, quote, 'I can't breathe, I'm dead.' However, the only place officers are holding Mr. Caffey at this point is under his arms and legs."
Boom.
It goes on to say, quote, that while the video is not as definitive, comments by the officers and civilian witnesses indicate that it was believed that Mr. Caffey continued to resist for a period of time. Nevertheless, at no time did any officer use more than physical force to restrain Mr. Caffey than which is authorized by law. He adds that, quote, "The tavern employees did not engage with Mr. Caffey until he employed physical force on one of the employees, and therefore they were justified in their use of force against Mr. Caffey."
So we're gonna stop right there. Ladies, he has sickle cell. That's what the news report says. He also has a colostomy bag that he's had all his whole life, and it's a result of that bullet that he, got served when he was 18 months old. Like I said, I don't see anything wrong here. When these bitches go ahead and strap up their marching boots, it would behoove you to stay as far away from that shit as possible. You cannot be out here fighting for motherfuckers that started shit. Okay? You can't do that. Like they said, he made the first contact. And it looked like that person that he touched, to be honest with you, is some sort of fucking teenager. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I have 2 adult children, and looking at that motherfucker, he looks like he's probably a teen that's just working at the movie theater. You can't go around touching people like that. I told y'all, black women, mammies to be exact, they don't want justice for these men. What they want is for y'all to let them do their crimes in peace. That's all they want. Okay? Any reason to sue, they're going to sue. So if the cops didn't show up at all and he fucked around here and somebody black got hurt, then you'd be trying to sue the police officers for not showing up. It's almost as if they can't do anything right. And on top of that, shame on you for being the person that's going to put them up under fire like this. Because to be honest with you, with your domestic violence rate and get your ass whooped 3 times more than any other race of women, that is the only protection that you have, is the police. Your brothers ain't helping, your uncles ain't helping, you don't know where your motherfucking daddy at. It just is what it is. And here you go, making a fuss about somebody being arrested after accosting and assaulting someone that was at their job. Are you out of your mind?
I mean, he out here with a shit bag trying to fight people. I mean, the audacity. It's always the audacity for me. It's every time you think they can't get any worse, they do. It's like you have enough health problems as it is. Why would you be out here intentionally starting shit with people and putting your hands on folks? It never crossed his mind that employee. That's why you said it had to be a child now that you think about it, because it never even crossed his mind that employee that he went up behind and pulled that move on like that could have turned around and whooped his ass. But that goes to show you they don't care. They think they can do what the fuck they want to whomever they want, and nobody's supposed to react. And that's not how the real world works. When the police show up and you are still showing your ass on the scene, when they get there, whatever happens, happens. Now, had somebody pulled out a gun and put him down, they were trying to actually do it the right way. They didn't pull out any weapons, no mace, no tasing, no nothing. But that's why the police said that they're not going to pursue any charges against those men. They did what they were supposed to do. It just so happens he called his issue. That's his fault. He knew he was sick. He knew he had all those problems.
Look, it's this comment for me. Somebody said he was on a date. I just said about 15, 20 minutes ago, they come in any shape, boo, and they can get them a woman. Do you hear me? They don't have to have a jaw. They can have shit coming out their stomach. They can have a criminal record. They can have multiple baby mamas. They can just be violent and do what the fuck ever. They have no problem securing them a mammy to go ahead and, entertain them like they somebody. Okay? They just want them to be left in peace. That's why all these neighborhoods are turning and looking like purge movie filmings, because they just want them to be able to move and do how they want to. Y'all, over in Africa, they just had a fucking UN convoy attacked. The UN convoy was bringing in water, food, and supplies. And the motherfuckers attacked the whole goddamn convoy and set the shit on fire. I say, let the whole community starve. I'm talking about from sea to shining fucking sea and then overseas. Let them starve, because they clearly don't want any help. They want to live with lawlessness. It's lawlessness that they want. They don't want any order or justice or equality. They want privilege, and they want you to stay the fuck out their face while they beat up their women and make all these babies all over the place. And I'm sorry, everybody's not going. Them cops did their job. They got paid to do what they do. Sorry you lost your family member, but that's on you. Your family member was a fucked up individual. Yes, I said that. Welcome to the panel, Diana Prince.
Hi, DZ.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fucking amazing.
I know that's right. It's Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
My comments on the subject: Ben Crump is an opportunist, and he is always
Diana,
looking for a
it's
way
some
to make
shit
money.
going. It's some shit going on behind you.
It's the wind. I'll call back in. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Talk to you in a minute. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Hey, SW, how are you? I don't know what's going on with this community, and I'm very confused about the reason I went over this story, y'all, is because sometimes when women are ready to divest and say they're done with the community, all it takes is little incidences like this, and they pro-black bone, they and yoni egg gets a little warm, right? And then they start questioning whether they should do what they're doing. You don't count in that community. Now, if this was a black woman that had pulled this same fucking stunt, what do you think black men would be saying about what should happen to you? It's the not expecting reciprocity part for me as well. Black women will take up for anything these niggas do. On the other side of town, though, when niggas are talking about you, they're telling people she got what she deserved. What was she wearing? What time was she out? Why was she there? How many baby daddies she got? They need your whole bio in order to say, well, I'm gonna go ahead and stay out of that. Better luck next time, because they don't give a fuck what happens to you. But you, on the other hand, when somebody chips their fingernail on a black man, you're ready to go full black power. And I'm not with that shit. Okay? You should not be out here fighting for people that will not fight for you. Let Ben Crump and all them people do what they do. I would say as far away from that shit as possible. Okay? And reserve any fucking comments about the shit at your job, with people you know in your real life, I wouldn't say shit to them about it, because usually black folk gonna be on some bullshit when it comes to these niggas. People like us and people that don't feel this way, we have to kind of just reserve our comments because we end up attacked for feeling a way.
I mean, they used to marching for criminals and everything. So
They
I wouldn't be
see,
surprised.
the funny thing is, the cicadas would have been saying that if this had been a black woman, she should have been running her mouth, aka Sandra Bland.
Corinne Gaines, Ma'Khia Bryant.
What? It's you doing things that would not be done for you. So at the bottom of the pot, once you boil it all down, the roux is saying that you don't have a self-esteem and no self-worth whatsoever. I'm not getting ready to go out of my way for a group of people that would not go out of their way for me. It's not happening. All throughout history, black women have always been blamed for everything that's wrong with the black community. So with that being said, if black women leave the community, then there should be no more problems, right? Okay, because your king said that. They said that you were the problem. So I would take my problematic ass somewhere and divest. Sorry, not fucking sorry. And let me see. Carol Monty Warrior, your device is not connected, so I can't let you up. Okay. Let me read the chat because they planning a march, y'all.
But see, that's what we do. We've always done it. It doesn't matter what the situation was, what the circumstances were, details. None of that matters. All they know is that this black man ended up dead. That's all they know. They don't give a fuck what led up to that. They don't give a fuck what part he played in it. They don't give a fuck about none of that. That's all they know. And like I said, shit like this to me is getting old, and it's partially a lot of these states and these fault, because they started this with constantly paying these people off regardless to the situation, whether it was their fault or not. They started paying these families off. That's why every single time one of these cases popped up, you see that greedy motherfucker Benjamin Crump with his ugly ass face right up in the middle of the camera trying to get a payout for these people. So that's all they're doing, getting settlements at this point. You don't even know what kind of relationship they had with him, but just the fact that he's dead and they saw that the police was the one that had him in custody. That's all they need to see. Nothing else matters after that. And they can get a settlement based on that. And I don't think they ever should have started that, constantly paying them regardless to who was at fault or not. Because now they have totally and completely abused that.
I'm with you. Welcome to the panel, Mistress Rogue. How are you tonight? These bitches are getting on my fucking nerves. Go ahead.
I'm good. Can y'all hear me?
Absolutely.
Well, Aaliyah, to your earlier point, what was lower than hell? The Greeks believed it was called Tartarus. It's where the most deplorable of souls went, and the Titans were actually imprisoned. So there's the answer to that. Number two.
Excellent.
Number two, this was not police brutality. I didn't see it not once. The cop even said, dude, calm down. Like they were trying to coax this man and to get him in a better state of mind. He was being excessive with the employees. He was being brutish with the people. What the fuck did they expect? They were going to sing Kumbaya and let us help you empty your colostomy bag or some shit? Like, what did they think was going to happen? You can't go around acting a whole ass and thinking somebody ain't going to put your ass in check. That's not how life works.
Well, they were supposed to take that ass whooping. That's what it was. And I guess beg him to just calm down or whatever. I don't know what people think that the police are supposed to do when they show up on the scene. I don't know how do they think that the police is supposed to de-escalate the situation when you have a madman just going wild. Because they're always raging all the time. And I'm curious as to what people think that the police is supposed to do with these things when they show up on the scene and they're uncontrollable like this. What do people think is supposed to happen?
Nobody has an answer for that shit. I've been asking it for years.
What they think you ought to do is treat them like black women treat them, with kid gloves. But this is not a kid. This man accosted someone who looked to be maybe 17 to 18 years old.
Thank you.
If that had been my child he accosted, they wouldn't have to worry about him saying I can't breathe. Clearly you can breathe, motherfucker. You can holler.
That nigga say, I can't breathe. I'm dead.
I'm dead. Well, That doesn't mean they killed him. That's self-fulfilling prophecy in my book, but I digress. If it had been my child, he sure hell wouldn't be able to breathe because he'd be Swiss cheese. I wouldn't be playing about that. What the fuck they think we're gonna happen? You can't go into a building and then accost people and attack people and then not expect them to react. And he was in Arkansas. Like, boy, bye. And then on another note, with the mother, that shit annoys me. I just couldn't watch it. It took everything out of me. You couldn't watch him get handled like he should have been handled, but you could watch him accost somebody else's child. You could watch him fuck up somebody else's business. You could watch him do all these deplorable fucking things. Lady, you got bigger fucking problems. And one thing I can't watch and I'm tired of watching is you mammy bitches birth these motherfuckers and expect the rest of us to deal with them with kid gloves because you did. The way I see it, it's a failing on your part, ma'am, because you shouldn't have gave birth to the little motherfucker. And if you did, you should have sent him off somewhere or flung him off the cliff. That's what the Greeks did.
Barry Gold, what you mean this is dark? What's dark, Barry? I'd love to know what's dark. Because if it's the truth being told that's dark, sometimes the truth can be dark. Okay? You got to go back to the minute mark where anybody has lied on this man, right? So I don't want to take your, comment the wrong way, but, the link is out there if you want to explain what's dark. Let me put this banner back up and see what's happening back here.
CC?
Yes.
Have you noticed that Benjamin Crump only shows up when there's somebody to be sued? If this had, okay, first of all, this woman, what was she when her 18-month-old child was shot? Okay.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who shot the damn kid.
Number two, if this had been another black guy, Ben Crump would not have been in the picture.
Yeah, absolutely. Caramonte Warrior, are you dusty?
Absolutely, positively not. No, I'm not.
Okay, so what you got on the topic, ma'am?
Has anyone ever seen Ben Crump actually perform in a court of law? Or is he just there to stir the pot? Me?
No.
He's a settle out of court. We came to a mediation ass nigga. And I'm gonna keep it real with you. He has a lot of money off of this bullshit. I guarantee you, if you got Benjamin Crump on a hot mic, you would be surprised what his ass actually think about these niggas that he represent.
That wouldn't surprise me at all because he can barely speak English. It stunned the hell out of me when I found out he had a Juris Doctorate. That can't be real.
Nope. I don't believe it. He got that through social promotion. Tell me I'm lying. That's the only way he got that fucking thing.
Only. You know Ben Crump need that money because how is he going to get a white woman?
True.
See, but the thing is, you know how in the Supreme Court right now they are debating affirmative action? Ben Crump is a good example of why affirmative action should be gone away. He sounds like his mouth is full of marbles, but you're a lawyer. How?
Look, I don't even know, but they on my last piece. Cam, are you dusty? Cam? All right, Cam, I'm gonna put you back in the back, okay?
I'm sorry, what happened?
I pulled you up and asked you, were you
dusty?
Oh,
I'm sorry, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm sorry.
So, are you dusty? Oh my God. I can't. Cam, if you playing music in the back, I can't let that go down. So when I click back on your name, go ahead and take the music off, okay? And I hope you're paying attention.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Go ahead.
What was your question? Because I had my TV up, so I didn't.
Wait a minute, though, Cam. I didn't have a question for you. I didn't. You clicked the link because I thought you had something to say.
You mean as far as the situation?
we don't have time for this. We don't.
All right, Cam. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. I don't know what's going on. Have a good one. All right.
Yes. Okay.
Bye-bye. Oh, y'all know what's coming up next. I don't know what the hell is going on here. Give me the strength. Give me the strength.
Why would you click the link if you have nothing to say and you're not paying attention? That right there, that chaps my ass cheeks. Like, God.
I'm stuck. Homegirl say, what's your question? I don't have no question. I don't have any questions. I got some info though. I hope that you're divested, Cam. I hope that you find your way away from that community and everything goes your way and things are nice for you. But if tonight was your first time watching, I don't have any questions for anybody. I really don't. And the questions I do have, they're never going to be answered as, ever. My only question is, why do black women still fuck around with the black community? And nobody has an answer for that. My other question is, what do you expect cops to do when they show up and there's a report of a violent person? What are they supposed to do? But nobody has an answer for that. So it is what it is. Welcome back to the panel, Diana Prince. You in a better place?
Yes. Is this better?
Yes.
Okay. I was out in the elements. It's super windy, but I'm in the car now. But Benjamin Crump is one of those attorneys that benefited from affirmative action. And I believe he's a civil rights attorney. And he makes money off this stuff. I just laugh at people that retain him.
Yeah,
all he's trying to do is get his third and be on about his business.
I was just getting ready to say he gets 33% of whatever is going on. This motherfucker here got the nerve to be suing these people for $100 million. If that ain't trolling, I don't know what is. And the mama said that she wanted all the employees there fired. She wanted all the cops to be fired. And she wanted the people that were witnesses to be indicted as well. This is how delusional they are. Whenever a black man chips his fucking nail, everybody got to suffer, because everybody got to make sure that black men are comfortable, that they're heard, that they can commit their crimes in peace. They can fuck when they want to, get them a job when they're not qualified for it. And whenever they want to, get it in with you, you need to comply. And I wish I was being hyperbolic right there, but I'm not.
I mean, you're telling the truth. And then my thing with his stupid mother is like, okay, your son has all these problems. Like, why are you out here starting shit? Number one. Number two, this was a tort. So he contributed to his own death through his own contributory negligence for putting his hands on that kid in the first place. And he set off the chain of events that led to his death. That's what I learned in my first year of law school torts class. If you start some shit, and if it wasn't for you starting that shit, then everything that happened after that wouldn't have happened. So it's his own fault. And
well, if it was a black woman, they would get that concept, but it's a black man. So everybody else is at fault whenever something goes wrong with him. But they got that shit, like what the panel said with Sandra Bland and Corinne Gaines and all that shit. You don't remember them niggas was like, especially with Corinne Gaines, saying, she was aggressive and she was armed and she was all this shit here, even though her cane jumped out the fucking window, left her there by herself. It was her fault. They could see all the wrongdoings in her. And y'all was calling her a preference. Well, goddamn it. Who wants to be a preference when you're going to get blamed for shit as well? Shout out to the preferences. It is what it is. I don't like calling them that, because anybody that gets with niggas, they end up at the same dirty, filthy ass destination that everybody else get with. But whatever. Some people, they want that.
Basically.
And DZ, let's not forget Lauren Smith Fields, because she was on a blind date with the cop with some paraphernalia or something, shall we call it that? And it didn't end well. And they basically tried to destroy that cop's life. And he had nothing to do with it, but they blamed her for her own demise and said that because she was near him, she deserved what happened to her. But, he doesn't deserve this after he accosted somebody. Like, the fucking math is not math for me anymore. At this point, these motherfuckers is just anybody that stands with that community. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I would tell you to get the fuck away, but you're stupid.
It's always the black woman's fault, no matter the situation. We can even throw Breonna Taylor into this. It doesn't matter. Whenever the situation, the shoe is on the other foot, the women are never going to be given any grace or any understanding. It's always what she shouldn't have done. But on the other hand, it doesn't matter what they did. It never matters what they do.
No.
Oh, did you see that meme, y'all? After that one Nate got killed by the other Nate in Houston. Apparently he did music. I don't know. I don't really fuck with him like that. But there was a meme floating around talking about black men deserve to live long lives, and I posted. It was on like social media, and I remember posting, "Who's killing them?" And you know what happened to me? I got fucking blocked. That's what happened to me. Who's killing? I was like, but I still want to know. You deserve to live a long life, but who's killing you?
Do they deserve to live a long life though? That's my question. Who them motherfuckers, the ones that don't honor their women and their women's image, the ones that abandon their children higher than any other rate of men, the more violent men, they deserve to live a long life. Who the fuck said that shit?
It's crazy because
it was a Mammy meme.
So
yeah.
they hate
was a meme.
themselves. It's just
Yeah.
like, what are y'all talking about? Y'all hate yourselves. Y'all hate other black people. Y'all hate anything that looks like you. You guys hate authority, but you think you're supposed to live a long life? That's delusional.
It's funny because when women reach a certain age, we've outlived our usefulness according to the black man. So we've hit the wall. We are no longer worth anything when we reach a certain age, but all of a sudden they deserve to live long, happy lives the way they shit on women who age. Seriously?
That was the meme. I was like, but who's killing them? And I kept posting, but who's killing them? Who's killing them? And then like this Mammy is like, well, bitch, you're missing the point. I was like, no, I've arrived at the point. I'm just waiting for you bitches to catch my drift or drown in the current. We all know who's killing them. Say who's killing them. If they deserve to live long lives, why the fuck are they offing each other? If they deserve to live long lives, why the fuck are they offing us? If they deserve to live long lives, why is every place they go descends into chaos and bullshit? Say who is killing them and why they can't live the long lives that you think they deserve. They don't want to live that long.
This came from the same men that applauded a man who sat on his ass before meeting his own untimely demise, who took pleasure in telling black women that they were gonna die alone. And now that they see that they are dying in droves a lot before they even reach the age of 30, now we're seeing all this other bullshit. But see, nobody wants to reverse course and go back and say, hey, maybe we was wrong for saying that shit. Maybe we shouldn't have said that. See, my thing is they don't want to give black women anything, not even the apology that they know that we deserve, because they're always showing their asses. You are the ones that are not only are you dying alone, you're not living very long to begin with. So, and that motherfucker who put that shit out there, he's dead as a damn doornail too now. So you got to be careful the shit that you say and the type of shit that you wish for other people, because I was taught a long time ago that when you dig one grave, dig two, because there's always a possibility that your ass gonna turn around and fall in the same grave that you dug for somebody else. And that's what we're seeing now. The chickens are coming home to roost, and all that shit they just sat on their ass and said about black women and talked about black women and the way they have dragged us and talked shit about us, they are having to eat all that shit. And see, it don't feel too good now. That's why they say let the words that come out of your mouth today taste like honey, because tomorrow you may have to eat them. Understand that.
Well said. Amen.
Child Hush, are you dusty?
No, ma'am, I am not dusty.
Okay, what do you have on the topic, ma'am?
First off, why is this man talking about he can't breathe just like the other guy that died years ago, who shall not be named, the other grape? And I just think,
well, they're all the same now. They're all the same. That's why he's saying the same shit, you know.
I really just think they're trying to make that a trend now. It's almost like they're like collaborating to make this a trend. Like everybody's saying, oh, I can't breathe, oh, I can't breathe. And you think that's gonna stop them from doing what they're doing? No, you caused a scene, you started a problem, they told you to chill out, they gave you a chance, and this is your fault. Like everything that happened to you was your fault.
I'm glad he's no longer with us. Let me just go ahead and put that out there. I'm glad he's no longer with us. I'm not trying to cipher what the nigga's point of view was. That was a nigga cutting up. That's all I needed to know. As a matter of fact, let me get real nasty with the shit. It was a nigga. That's all I needed to know. I don't give a fuck what he was doing. I don't do niggas. I don't mess with nakers. I don't do none of that shit. I don't like talking to them. Don't like looking at them. Don't like the cadence in their voice. Don't like to hear anything they got going on. So I'm glad look, another one bites the dust. How about that part?
And don't like the way they breath smell either.
I'm not that close. I'm not that fucking close.
I have to work with the cotton candy grapes at my job, so I just keep my distance. And when they come up to me, I'll be like, put the fingers down. Have a good day, sir.
Shayelle, nah, you ain't Dusty. I know you ain't Dusty. How you doing, ma'am? She don't know she up here. Uh-oh. You know I'm impatient like a motherfucker. What's up, boo?
Hey, this place was in New York? Because it sounds familiar. Little Rock Theater?
No, that was in Arkansas.
Oh, I was about to say, because I was like, oh, that's a white neighborhood. Yeah, the guy looks old as fuck. I can't believe he's 30. Excuse my language.
I didn't even pick up the fact that he was 30. You know what I picked up? The fact that black folk are taking up for criminals again. That's what I picked up. Where is the, if you want your community to look like something, where is the, the innocent person? I know it's hard to find an innocent nigga, but you gotta dig deep. God damn it. You can't keep putting these criminals up here and expect people to take you seriously. That's why I don't fuck with black folk. I don't. I came up with a new word for him, but I can't say it up here.
Damn, I wanted to hear it too. Like a dookie bag on him.
Yeah, he had a colostomy bag.
He had the nerve to press that up on somebody.
Girl, he had a fucking date. Homegirl was getting ready to get a dookie love for real.
Oh, yo, they're disgusting.
they was on a doodoo brown. They wanted to go catch a movie, and then afterwards they was gonna doodoo brown. I know I'm terrible for that, y'all. Don't tell me.
Can I add to your terribleness then, DZ?
Absolutely.
Well, think about if after the movie theater, because you can't go on a date with one of them without giving up some ass. What if they did anal afterwards? That would be dookie on dookie, anal and the colonoscopy bag.
Cut it out, Kyra. Cut it out.
I can't fuck with y'all. Y'all, I have to make a correction on something, ladies. I'm not too motherfucking amazing to not have to retract some shit. Do y'all know that a black man built something this past week? Do y'all know that?
What?
I do.
Wait, was it a
Please
crate?
amaze me. Please amaze me.
Was it like
was it a Lego set?
Impossible.
Lincoln Logs?
I'm getting
A
ready
mass
to
shooting?
I'm getting ready to show y'all. I'm getting ready to show you. Those are all good guesses, but I'm getting ready to show you. He built it from the ground up, ladies. Oh, let's see.
Is it a sandcastle?
Well, this is where a gentleman named Q lives. I spoke to him. He's quite happy to be here, but says he's planning to move soon. So this is the situation in 2022 in Los Angeles. You can basically build your
I know you
hold that
fucking
homeless
lying.
shelter. I saw that.
I know you fucking lying.
Nope.
Somebody got to be lying. You know
Where's
what?
the permits for that? Did he get permits to build that? Did the city give him permission?
It's in the middle of the sidewalk in Hollywood. Ladies, he built a house. A homeless man built a house with garbage that he had found around the city and donations that was made to him. Now, you got black women out here that say all men are fucked up. I can't sign on to that shit because, there's some fucked up people all over the place, but the black man is the worst. He's the worst. But this one, y'all, he built a house. It is a gorgeous mansion style, 8-bedroom, 3-whole bathroom house. Now, we might have to eat our words on this one, ladies, because he hung up a plant in the front yard and everything. Okay? Shit.
Where did he steal the shit to build this? I want to know, where the fuck did he steal the shit to build this? Because know they can afford there. Where he steal this shit from? Be honest, DZ.
Let Zaddy be honest real quick. And y'all hop in there whenever you want to, because I stand corrected. Black men build some shit. Let's go.
Build your own small wooden house right on Hollywood Boulevard. Live in it. Continue to refuse offers of city services. And most people around here are okay with it. Others say it has to go. It's a solid, well-built wooden structure, propped up by metal carts and car batteries. A power cord unplugged trails down the sidewalk, which is piled high with assorted power tools and electronics. Reaction? Mixed. What do you think of that?
I don't like it.
It's not good. It's back.
Baby girl said, I don't like it. It's not good. Y'all, everywhere they go, it's some like freeloading shit. Now, it's people that'll look at this and be like, well, at least he tried to do whatever. He's stealing power. Do you know how much electric bills cost? Where is he getting? He has, yes.
Easy. He should have gotten a Mexican to build him a house because that's a no.
I mean, look at how innovative this is. He even set it up to where he could steal electricity for the house he built in the middle of the sidewalk. I mean, that's some innovation there. This is some innovative shit.
Yeah,
And
y'all are being so negative though. At least he's trying. At least he is trying.
Stop it, Kyra.
He didn't try anything. He got 12 black women to build that for him.
I have to say this, y'all. It's heavy on my heart. You think Umar gonna contact them to help them finish building that damn school?
Why not?
If my business was next to that shit and I saw that, I almost said it so hard to talk up here, and I saw him have his cord hooked up to my building, costing me electricity. Sir, I'm cutting this in half. You don't get. I'm not enamored by your innovation, y'all. He doesn't have a permit for it. The police said they wanted his ass out by the end of the week, so that's today basically. And people are rooting him on. Then you got a swirler in one of the buildings with one of her white guys talking about, well, at least just what y'all said. At least he's trying. Right.
I mean, the thing is, they offered. I've read this story. They offered him temporary housing, and he turned it down because he said he wanted to. So he wants to be out there because it's not like they didn't give him an alternative to that. They didn't just say, "Well, let's kick him out, tear this down, and not give him anywhere else to go." They offered him somewhere else to go. He didn't want to do it.
So he could do his drugs.
He said that the houses that they offer are they're cramped, number one, and number two, they have rules. Black men have a problem with rules, ladies. You have a curfew and all this shit here when you in some of these programs, and they ain't going. When they gonna beat bitches' ass? Sometimes they like beating bitches' ass after 10 p.m. So he can't do that.
You know what it seems like to me? It just seems like a lot of black men are just doing the most to be seen, to be brazen with it. Because basically in Blackistan made this. They can get away with almost anything, pretty much anything. They can. And so when you go out in the dominant society and they say, oh no, here's the rules, they're bucking up against that.
That's him, y'all. That's him. Are y'all surprised? Now y'all tell me that he don't look like the nigga that y'all don't want me to show up here. The one that y'all got on me about that I showed in the beginning of the show. He looked like him to me. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. They all look like that to me. I don't give a fuck what shade of brown they are. Their soul is just garbage.
Damn, he like a horsefly.
I'm telling you.
He looks like he's been chopping cotton. Something.
I'm sorry. Is that a man?
Yes.
It doesn't look. Maybe it's the shirt, because that. Let me see.
He looks Roy G. Biv. That's what we'll say. He looks Roy G. Biv, and surely he could sell that pussy to afford actual electricity.
Here's his voice, y'all.
Tyler, why are you so poopy this night?
Yeah.
Does he pay any property taxes?
Q, we're on live on Fox 11. Alex, so nobody's saying this is a great idea. Hey, we're on live. Thanks for talking with us. What are you doing here, and how did this come to be?
Well, I was originally in a tent, and when the sanitation comes, once every 2 weeks.
So there's his voice. Y'all, he has a problem with sanitation. Okay? He has a problem with sanitation. When I told y'all these niggas stink, they do. I wasn't trying to be a comedian when I said that. Working as a nurse for 20 years, these niggas be funky as fuck. I have seen them so bath needy that they have had to peel the log off of their thigh. Just go ahead and picture that for a second. All right. It between the sweat and dirt and all that shit there, had to peel the log up off their thigh.
DZ,
still fucking with them. Yes, ma'am.
Now, DZ, you know that wiping between your ass cheeks and taking care of your dick is gay. They don't want to be that. They said that shit's gay. So,
well, It is what it is. I just had to do a retraction because I said black men don't build, can't build, and he built something. True gal, are you dusty?
No, ma'am, I am not dusty. Thank you for welcoming me. So I just wanted to make a comment about the last one with the movie theater. You notice how when the grapes commit these crimes, they never say, plumber, HVAC. They never say where they're employed. The families never talk about like what they do for jobs or money. I just find it incredibly interesting that someone who doesn't have a job has time to like commit crimes. To me, that's just like, maybe if you had something to do during the day, you wouldn't be bothered with like harassing people. So, and then this gentleman on the screen, I'm like, you can't get a job working in construction? Like, they'll hire anybody if you can wield a power tool. Like, why isn't that the thing to do? So that was just my 2 cents.
All of that stuff that he has came from donations and shit that he found that was tossed out by other people. He said he logged on to YouTube to learn how to build that thing he built, and here we are. But to be honest with you, this is some attention whoring shit. He could get a job, but black men don't like to work. It's against, they are literally allergic to work. Anybody having to be somewhere at 8 o'clock and don't get off at 5 o'clock, black men can't do that shit. They can't do that shit. It's too much other shit to do. Who gonna roll them blunts? Who gonna make?
Julio took his job.
You know what? Okay. Yeah, because they when they hire construction crews, they hire crews that they know will get along and won't fight out there. Yeah, you're right.
But here's the thing, even if they are employed, they fuck it up. Look at the Amazon facility. They've been laying off workers left and right where I live because these motherfuckers are stealing the packages and marking them delivered. Doesn't matter if you try to give them a job. Doesn't matter if you try to give them a place to live. They don't want that. They want to be seen in this perpetually like victim state. So everybody can just like, oh, well, come on in, we'll coddle you. Nah, fuck that. Fuck that. That's the problem right now.
That's what they did. The fact that he got donations for this bullshit, shame on them people, and when they don't get the donations that they're asking for, they start either name calling or being violent, because that's just what they expect, because they get it all the time, y'all.
I'm actually glad you brought that up, Mistress Rogue, about the packages being stolen, because I saw where the post office doesn't want you to use the blue boxes after hours anymore. They actually want you to take your mail into the post office and drop it in their slot where it's directly in the building. And if you do the use the box, use it early in the day before they do the last pickup for the day, because they are stealing from the boxes, and they're looking for, because it's the holiday season, they're looking for people who mail things, cards with cash, money, credit cards, gift cards, things like that. So they're robbing the actual mailboxes. So they're saying, do not put your mail in the mailboxes on the streets if you can. And if you do it before the last pickup. Otherwise, take it into the post office. Do not leave it in that box to where it has to sit there overnight, because they're stealing out of those boxes.
Oh, that is a huge hustle. I'm glad you said that, Leah. Around where I live, what they do is they steal, like older people still write checks. So they'll go into the boxes, steal the checks, change the amount of the check, and pay it out to cash. And they'll go to their friend's bank who will cash the checks. So I'm just like, wow. We get constant notifications about that.
The scams have no limit. Like, they have the thievery. They get so creative when it comes to this shit like this, because I never would have thought. First, I didn't even think about the fact that so many people are still mailing shit, because with emails and technology and all this other stuff, it never crossed my mind that people were still going to the post office, actually getting stamps and envelopes and mailing shit. And yeah, they're right. This time of year, people have family from all different places and stuff like that, and they do mail, cards with money in it or stuff like that. So around this time of the year, now is a good time to come up if they want to steal shit, and that's that's what they're doing.
They've been doing that shit for a lot of years. This day time of year, y'all. This that fall we was talking about. They've been doing that shit since they goddamn won. I don't know. Like when my kids were little, their grandmother used to mail them cards with cash all the time. And I begged her, please stop doing that. You know, they are a lot more trusting than they should be. You know, older people, they're a lot more trusting than they should be. I don't know where they get that shit from, but it's like, oh, it's going to be all right. I put the tape on it. And no, don't do that. These niggas out here getting hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. They more hungry than they were last year. Okay, because last year and the year before that, they were, you know, getting pieces of the motherfucking, what is that shit called? Stimulus from their baby mama and all this shit. Motherfuckers was making posts. I'm going to share half of this with him because he's the child's father and blah, 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 blah. That ain't happening this year. Ain't no stimulus this year. So they doing a lot more thieving. I hope everybody got them even a cheap ass doorbell camera, because, you know, if y'all go in certain parts of TikTok, hell, certain parts of YouTube, those cameras, it catch a lot of niggerdom on them cameras. Okay, it catches a lot of it. They on the guard 24/7. It was a guy that was walking to another lady's apartment, and he walked past her boxes that was delivered. She caught all the shit on doorbell cam. He walked past it, he looked at it, and he was out of sight. 5 seconds later, here he come, trying to crawl up under the view of the camera to steal this woman boxes. And they don't care what's inside those boxes either. As long as it's some free shit, they gonna take it. They love free shit. Half the time they don't even need the shit, and they just steal it from these people. It's nuts.
Well,
But
I will say, to the apes' credit, y'all, at least no one has caught them fucking the blue mailboxes. So, I mean, one step at a time, I suppose.
Don't give them any ideas. They may start. Somebody will try to stick their dick in that slot.
Give it time.
Yes, give it time. They just haven't been caught on camera yet. They probably done it before, though.
Ciao, bye. They have been in a lot of bullshit that they don't get credit for, y'all. A lot of these like school shootings and shit. I haven't even talked about the one in St. Louis. I hadn't had time to get to it. We even skipped over that black serial killer. I forget what city he was from, but I got that shit lined up as well. It's not enough time to get all the shit in that these niggas be doing. And everybody acting like, oh, they just want to live. They're people too. They're this, that, and the other. Y'all, these motherfuckers be on 24/7. I gotta watch my mouth. 24/7 bullshit. I'll just call it bullshit. I can't be up here that long because, boy, when it comes up, it comes out sometimes, and I just can't. I can't. Here we go, ladies. Let's go ahead and get our school shooter in. Okay. Those of you that live in St. Louis, I feel for you. Y'all got some. From what I understand, they claim Missouri is racist as fuck, but it seems like Missouri, they ain't racist enough because y'all got a lot of criminals in St. Louis.
Tonight, hear the new turn in the deadly school shooting in St. Louis. Authorities now say the parents of that 19-year-old who had just graduated from that high school last year, well, now the parents say they alerted police to his AR-15 style rifle that it had been taken away. But tonight, authorities say somehow he got the weapon back. Of course, the question now, how did this happen? And ABC's Alex Perez in St. Louis again tonight.
Tonight, St. Louis authorities revealing that 19-year-old gunman who killed a teacher and a student at his alma mater had a...
Now, I hate to point this out, y'all. Homeboy got on a hoodie. They say you should not, profile motherfuckers, but a lot of times, a lot of the same usual suspects, they look the same. They always have an attitude problem, taking pictures without smiling. He's a little eclectic. He's this, he's that, he's the third thing. Y'all, they pay FBI profilers to profile people. And ain't nothing wrong with profiling a motherfucker. If they look like the usual suspects, I would get the fuck away from them. Fuck they feelings. Nobody has time for that shit. Your life means so much more than that bullshit. But let's keep going.
Revealing that 19-year-old gunman who killed a teacher and a student at his alma mater had a long history of mental health struggles that his family tried to help him with.
Ladies, there's a lot of mentally ill people out here, and I'm just going to keep it real with you. They got to stop with this he was mentally ill bullshit. Like I said, there's a lot of mentally ill people, and they don't hurt people.
ZZ, can I say something really quickly?
Sure.
There was actually a study that was released today that found that mental health and or mental illness had nothing to do with school shootings. So they're going to come up with another fucking excuse.
Well, the
They
niggas was upset. You know, you remember when Umar and them started becoming popular, they kept saying, well, white people always blame mental illness. And look at what the fuck they're doing now. Every time these niggas do something, they claim they mentally ill.
And I think it's very unfair because there's already a stigma that goes along with mental illness. And most people that I've dealt with, unless they have a really bad case of disorganized schizophrenia or something like that, to where they're actually hearing voices and things like that, most of the people that I know that I've dealt with that have mental issues, as long they actually are productive citizens, they live full lives, they work full-time jobs. These people are not dangerous. They're not going out fucking with people. And I find that if they take their medicines the way they're supposed to, and they get their therapy the way that they're supposed to, and they talk to their, whether it's a psychiatrist, psychologist, or whoever, they may be talking to, as long as they do what they're supposed to do, these people are not going around causing all of this crime and mayhem and they're definitely not trying to hurt anybody. They just have issues. And I think it's unfair that this is the first thing that we go to try to justify bullshit. Some of these people are just evil and fucking demonic, and some people are just mean and low down, and they get off on doing shit like this to people. It has nothing to do with being mentally ill, and I think it's fucked up that we keep saying that.
Well, that's what they were saying. That's what black people were saying when white people used the mental illness so-called excuse. They were saying that all mentally ill people ain't messed up like that and blah, 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 blah. But as soon as it's your sons, all of a sudden mental illness is an excuse. And there's a lot of people with mental illness that are very productive citizens, period.
And I get... Oh, go ahead, Ebony, please.
Actually, a lot of this violence has to do with rage, which is not, of course, mental illness.
No.
And they need to call it what it is, name it. Because here's the thing, because you're trying to blame it on something so that's, so people won't. I'm sorry, Blackistan has to look at itself.
Yep.
They have to look at it themselves. They don't want to, so they will deflect to anything. These dudes are just angry. They act out like little boys, except they're 24 and they're 42.
They don't handle adulthood well. I'm just going to keep it real with you. They don't handle it. Being an adult is not easy. It's really not. It's very, very, very hard. And with them, they spent their whole childhood coddled and made excuses for.
Exactly.
So once he had graduated from this school, and life wasn't what he thought it was going to fucking be. He thought that he can go off and act a fucking fool because he was allowed to go in the principal office and act a fool, and everybody tried to calm him down. Well, once you get that diploma, motherfucker, you are an adult and you're going to be treated like one, and they can't handle it. Adulthood is full of bills, issues, all that shit. I don't know why people paint this delusional ass shit, because when some of these kids get grown, they looking for what you told them they can be when they was 8, 9, and 10 years old. No, motherfucker, the bills don't pay themselves. Rent doesn't pay itself. Car notes don't pay them damn selves. And they are not mentally equipped, I'll say. They're not prepared because they mammy has done everything. That's why y'all see 30, 40, and 50-year-old niggas still living in a mammy house to this day, because they cannot handle adulthood. And then you got mammies talking about they want a provider man, a high value man. You're not finna get it from that community because they expect for you to take care of them. They can't handle adulthood. All that black men can do is fight and get folks pregnant. That's all they are good for. Point blank, period. And fucking? Pretty much.
Fighting and fucking, that's what you tell. Well, then that's basically a teenage boy.
Well, absolutely. Absolutely. They're not prepared for this shit. Somebody that thought, oh, you can be, that's when I hate when people tell little kids that you can be whatever you want to be when you grow up. What you're supposed to tell them is find what you're good at and make that grow. That's what you tell them. That you know good and goddamn well that Quantavious is not finna be the president of the United States. Knock that shit the fuck off. He's not going to be. It ain't been one yet, to be honest with you. How about that part? Since everybody want to talk about people's racial makeup, it ain't been a black one yet. Pull up. Quit telling these kids that shit. You putting us in danger when you tell them that. Find what you're good at and then cultivate it. That's what you do. You good at math, take your ass to accounting school and so on and so forth. But we still delusional. We still in Peter Pan world.
But that's the issue, DZ. What cicadas are good at are these degenerate things that they do. So we don't want them to cultivate it. I mean,
I
they
don't
are
consider,
cultivating.
honestly, Kyra, I don't consider them in like real adulthood. I don't, because they don't know how they've never been real adults. It's always been rhythm and blues and sports. If not, they work at the goddamn post office. They don't have any talents. They don't. So when I'm talking about cultivate something that you're good at, I really don't have them in mind, because you're right, they're not good at anything. They're not, and it's time that truth be told. And Black women need to walk away from that community, because that community is not going to change. I don't think that they can do anything right except for cause destruction. I wish they would prove me wrong, but I'm not going to stick around to see the shit. I'm gone. I've been gone since the 90s. And if I look back, there's nothing that's changed except for now these motherfuckers got, instead of beepers, they got iPhones. That's the only thing that changed.
Thank you. I mean, if they're fighting and fucking, okay, fine. But the thing about it is they are perpetual children. And see, here's the thing. This is why they don't want ladies to divest. They need a crutch. Blackistan grooms Black women and girls to be crutches for these fools. And when your crutch is gone, what are you going to do? Fall.
Wait, Ebony, where the Black women have historically been the welfare system for these cicadas. And what happens when you cut off welfare? People lose their shit. That's all it is.
Amen.
That's what's happening now. I know I keep talking about these evictions and shit, but y'all, there's tent cities going up. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. I wouldn't be trusting no little kids that's at my doorbell either. Okay, because some of these motherfuckers will use their kids to make you put your guard down. We hungry. We looking for our mom. Keep that door closed and call the police. Tell them to sit down, chill, and wait for the cops to come. Don't be opening your door for motherfuckers. Are you crazy? You gonna get your shit split. Okay, and the kids be on it some of the damn time, especially the little boys, but we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. Anyway, I done got off goddamn subject. Come on with this bullshit.
They've done everything that they could possibly have done, but sometimes that's not enough.
Orlando Harris's family telling investigators they had him committed to a psychiatric facility multiple times, even monitored his mail. And when his mother learned he had a gun, she notified authorities.
They were.
Shout out to her. Thank goodness for her. Now, if we can get Black women to stop having these little niggas, we're going to be all right. Shout out to the mom for calling the authorities when she found out her trash ass son had a gun. I have to give credit where credit is due. Now, can we please stop having them? Please?
Worked with our department to transfer that to an adult who could legally possess one.
Investigators believe it's the same AR-15 style rifle seen here that was used in Monday morning's attack, but officials don't know how Harris got it back. Police still won't say how exactly he got in, only that it was a, quote, forced entry into the school. Killed in the shooting, 15-year-old saw.
Anybody surprised that that's one of the victims? Anybody surprised that that young lady is one of the victims? No, but you tell her, not all. You tell her you can't live your life paranoid. It's not paranoia. It's not. It's being vigilant. It's keeping your head on the swivel. Okay? This is no surprise to me that this was his first victim. Not even close.
I'm confused because I thought this was white boy shit. Where they actually get those types of weapons, military style weapons, and go in and just air out whole schools and shit. That's what they said, and I heard that this was white boy shit. Okay.
This poor girl. When I see pictures like this, I only think, what was her mindset? Where was she at? Where was she headed? But the majority of Black women being mammies, it's like, you have to bet on Mammy. You have to, unless you got proof otherwise. That's why it's imperative for Black women to stop associating with these motherfuckers. I'm RIP to her, let's go.
Sophomore Alexandria Bell and 61-year-old health teacher Jean Kushka, her daughter in disbelief.
My mom was my best friend. I think we're all still in shock. And I think it brings a peace of mind hearing all of these stories from her students and to know how much she was loved.
4 other students grazed by gunfire. Today, police indicating the gunman may have had specific targets in mind.
And David, tonight, the big question.
We're not going to skip over that. We fixing to let this nigga here shut the fuck up. They said that the gunman had specific targets in mind. With that being said, y'all saw that pretty black young lady that was up there. When I'm telling you that these little niggas, these old niggas, young niggas, middle-aged niggas, whatever, they don't like you. It's something about you that gets their gears grinding. They don't like you. As a matter of fact, I think a small part of that is they know that you deserve better, right? But you keep giving them you. You give them all of you. From the time you're born to the time you hit that fucking grave, you're trying to make sure that they're comfortable. They know that they don't deserve that. They cannot provide that for you. They can't provide comfort and resources and protection, none of that shit. So it makes them hate your guts for not even recognizing what reality is. You need to walk away. You need to walk away. How many can y'all think of one by name ride or die chick that rode with a motherfucker and she got the spoils at the end? I can't think of one. Check me if I'm wrong.
No, I can't think of anybody either.
None come to mind for me.
There's been so many of them, and you can't say, hey, Keisha Smith, she rode and for her man, and at the end of the day, she ended up with all this, that, and the other shit. You can't say that. It's a time that you can get a couple of dollars, maybe, and a little bit of sex, but other than that, you're not gonna get anything like that from Blackistan.
Well, I'm gonna go with one of Blackistan's hood love stories, because I've heard people giving Keisha Kayor, which is Gucci Mane's wife, all of these props for staying down while he did all of the cheating he was gonna do and all of his bits in prison and all of that. Because that's what it takes to be with them. The more you suffer and the more pain you go through, and you have to go to heaven through hell to get to heaven and all this other bullshit I keep hearing them say. So yeah, the fact that she was able to stay down through all of that makes her wife material. So yeah, if I had to say Tales from Blackistan, that hood love, so to speak, it would be Keisha Kayor and Gucci Mane.
Aaliyah, though, you're forgetting the Black excellence couple, though. Camille and Bill
Jada?
Cosby.
Oh, okay.
Camille
What
and
about
Bill
Juanita
Cosby.
Jordan?
Who?
Juanita Jordan, the basketball player's wife.
Michael Jordan's ex-wife?
Yeah, Michael Jordan's
Yeah,
ex-wife. Yeah.
he divorced her. But this does make me think about remember when that ape killed that girl and her dog because he was driving 100 miles an hour? And what did you all read the comments on social media what Blackistan was saying? Well, she should have took the rep. She had to be down. He was making the money. I was like, these motherfuckers are really stupid. And not just like completely stupid, but like stupid in light years. They're like 1,000 light years of fucking stupid. And I was just thinking to myself, who in their right mind wants to take the rep for something when he got his ass? But y'all expect her to be the fall guy for killing that lady and her dog. There is no great love story out of Blackistan. The greatest love story to ever emerge from there is when you leave it and you divest and you go live happily ever after. Be you single, be you with someone, be you just traveling and being the rich single auntie, whatever that looks like. That's the only love story in Blackistan that counts to me.
Yeah, those women are always expected to take the charge, because it's like, and I'm like, okay, so you think I'm supposed to fuck up my background and my life, but this motherfucker who gonna go off and get with another chick while I'm locked up and or fucked up, and he just gonna move on with his life and go on about his business and probably won't even come and visit me or put any money on my books, but I'm supposed to take the charge for this motherfucker? I think not. But see, that's what they call, that's what their version of love is. Those are the sacrifices you have to make to hold on to a nigga. And they still don't understand how fucking toxic and crazy that is. Me loving you should not require me to fuck up my own life. But they think that that's a good thing.
Oh, the ladies in the chat brought up another good ride or die Black love couple, Magic Johnson and his wife.
Oh, we're not going to skip over Will and Jada either, because remember, they were couple goals for the longest until people are just now seeing how toxic that shit was. Remember, Will was just a unicorn a few months ago as well. I won't let people forget those videos also, because it was tons of Black women, including so-called divested Black women, that was eating that shit up.
Don't get me started on that. That right there was a very disappointing situation to watch people all of a sudden. And you know what? It always identifies the women that's just sitting around waiting for Blackistan to get better. Whenever they just sitting there, they keep looking out the window trying to see what Blackistan is doing to see if it's improving and that type of shit. Whenever those situations come up and they feel like a black man did something he was supposed to do, these bitches' masks fall off right in front of your face and it reveals all the pus and snot that was sitting back there behind that mask. It's like, girl, ain't nobody fixing to suck off no goddamn Will Smith for that shit. That motherfucker's still a nigga, and you tripping. You're
They
tripping.
was all in comment sections talking shit about Jada. Oh, Jada act like she don't want Will. I'll take him and all this other type shit. And I'm like, oh, so Will? Really? After all the shit? Oh, he the unicorn now, though. I see all it takes is one act. That's all it takes for everybody to flip the script and start whistling a different tone. I said, see, this is how you can really tell who's serious about their shit and who not. So don't get mad at us when we tell you it's all, because it is fucking all.
You know who else exposed a lot of fake ass motherfuckers? That nigga from the NFAC, the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
Oh, don't even get me started on him. That's ridiculous.
He exposed so many people. Soon as he showed up to one of those government buildings with him and his team and them guns and shit, you had women that were so-called done with black men, right? They're coming on now. That's what a black man is supposed to do. That's somebody you can get behind. It ain't a lot of them, but look at what he did. Child, that man is in prison, and half the gun enthusiasts was like those toys. Those guns was toys. They expose them every fucking time, yo. Every time.
Go ahead, Kyra.
I wanted to, DZ, may I tell you the honest truth? Because that was another one that exposed a lot of people. They were wet in their panties over that dude.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, I've been told, DZ. I said, so what? They sitting at home, I fucking this nigga through the damn computer or whatever device they got. Cause I swear I had never seen so many bitches in heat in my life. And I'm like, okay, he not fine. What the hell are y'all talking about? I'm not seeing it. That goes to show you all they have to do is talk. That's all they have to do. It doesn't matter. And I'm like, okay, but y'all sitting at home playing with y'all self, throwing your panties at the computer or whatever it is y'all doing. And I'm like, he not that. What the hell? You know, but this is what they do. And it's like, y'all just don't know. Even with the guy from NFAC clique, it's like, it was actually revealed how grimy he was later on and how he was actually treating some of the women that was in his organization. And I'm like, it never fails. They treat black women like shit, regardless of the situation. And these are who y'all are quick to call fucking unicorns.
Listen, I want to go ahead and issue the reminder. Ladies, leave that woman alone. That's not your battle. That's a Mammy battle. Okay? If you finding yourself, and I'm just going to keep it real with you, if you finding yourself feeling a way about that woman, you might just need to check your divestment. If you're feeling a way about what this white girl is talking about, you got to check yourself, because that ain't none of your business. That's between her, the mammies, and the nakers they love so much. That's not your battle. Remember, you walked away from Blackistan. And I want to make this shit clear. Mammies, and those of you that are pretending to be divested, please stay out of my inbox with this bullshit. We're not getting ready to Wonder Twin powers activate against this woman. I don't have anything against her. I don't know much about her. What I know about her is that you don't like her. After doing more research, I see why you don't, because she's competition and she's winning. I have bad news for you. Whenever you're there and there's a black man there and a white girl shows up, you are going to take a L. I'm telling you that. White women have told you that. And your praise king always has been upfront with you about that. You're the only one that don't want to hear it and don't want to believe it and trying to find a way around that shit. I'm not battling that woman. She can call you whatever the fuck she want to, because I'm calling you half of that shit too, because you won't take your funky ass away from these goddamn niggas. You won't. I'm sitting up here trying to save your goddamn life, your peace, and your mental health. And you like, no. Black folk got to stick together when you keep it up. The Nakers don't feel that way. The Nakers ain't feeling that way about your ass at all. They always throwing somebody up in your fucking face, and here you go, trying to compete, right? With the Naker, as far as they go, you can't compete because they don't think you compare, and you can't compete where you don't compare. That's what the Naker said. I'm telling you that you're worth more. Let the chips fall where they may and get the fuck up out of there. You'll be so glad that you did, and nobody's telling you to go shack up with no motherfucking, man, no goddamn where. I'm telling you, being single is okay in divestment. It's okay. We have some happily single women in divestment. We got some happily married women in divestment. We got some women that's shopping around in divestment. We just doing our thing over here. But if you gonna stay your funky ass over there and compete for these motherfucking niggas, don't try to recruit me for that shit, because the fact of the matter is I'm not going, boo. Not going. I'm headed to Discord so I can say the hard R. Join me over there if you will. And I got some stuff I got to take care of in there. So talk to you later. See you Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
Bye. Bye.